Hello everyone, this is Daniel, and I'm going to be talking about basically how you can tell that angels actually inherit heaven and hell and not basically earning it. The reason why the angels earn heaven and the reason why angels earn hell is because, well, it's not really that simple, but it is in a way. Let me explain. Do you have the earth to actually basically, it's like, earth is basically like, we get a reward on earth for heaven or hell. Same with the angels. Angels either earn heaven or hell, and they have a planet too. You might add, well, they don't have a planet, you just don't know that. Let me just add that this earth is cursed and their planet is not. These angels, or something another name, would just live up to 1,000 years and we don't. It's like we're getting things, taken away from us and then added towards us when we get rid of sin, of course, But they don't really have the sin in our way. They don't constantly have it. They just have a decision to make for the whole entire lifetime. Do they choose hell or heaven, or don't they choose it all and then they get hell? Most of them choose heaven because, well, they want to serve God. They're just animals that way. And by the way, angels are pretty much animals. We are not. We're not animals. Angels, in a way, are like us. They're in between animals and not. And they're in between animals and humans. But they're not really, in heaven, they become a lot of creatures. Like humans, which I have that, they become birds, lions, bulls, whatever you can call it, They become all kinds of other creatures, and they can become serpents. They can become anything that they wish to in heaven. But they have to specify by their one gender role if they go on Earth, and that's their original gender. And why is that? In heaven, there's no gender, but there's a he that is basically a she that is not a gender. There's no gender in heaven. And you're wondering, okay, that's weird. Well, is not corrupt? No. There is no such thing as gender in heaven because it is pure. There is no sex in heaven. But to them, they have not corrupted the planet. They may have storms, they might have their own way of corruption, but they're not really that corrupt. Now you're wondering, why are the countless numbers of angels? Well, for humans, let's start off by that one point. You can only have, for every human being, up to 5 humans. These angels are a lot different. Every female has 90 each. Let me repeat that again so you can understand. They have 90, they have 90 babies each. And they basically live up to 1,000 years, maybe even 1,500 years. They live a lot longer than us. And you're wondering, okay, why do they have 90 babies of their own and were born, whatever they call them, of their own, and live up to 1,000 whatever years? I don't know. Well, they have 90, and they basically are pregnant for 10 years and 7 months. I just figured that out. And not the hard way, it was just by something that I call neutralize, not human, not animal. And why am I not human or animal? Did I make a choice from something to make? Of course not. I'm still human, but I'm just neutralized. I was not DNA, but I am DNA of human. So spiritually, again, I can be any type of being that I want to be. But not spiritually, and I'm still human. But spiritually, I'm still human. But still, if they choose me to become something else, spiritually, I become them. If that makes sense, then I Hope you would understand what I mean. A lot of this is way beyond people's understanding, and possibly way beyond my understanding. But to them, it's easy. They understand that, well, at first they didn't want me to be there because they knew that could be a threat. But then someone decided to tell me exactly about their own love for the young, and I decided, okay, I like their feeling, even though they knew that they wanted them to be me to be like them. Then later on, I chose to be like them, and then spiritual father. I know it's weird. Hang in there. So some of them just say, okay, I cannot have a father of my own. I just didn't choose one. So they either choose an angel, which is just them which is choosing them to have God create the baby within them, which happens almost all the time, or they can choose a human, which is more higher honored than they are, but risking all of their salvation on them. So, since the odds are like maybe we'll have like maybe 6 babies, and they'll have like maybe 84 more, their odds are they're going to have to pick someone else. And I think the reason why that one of them chose me right now, I don't know why that is. Maybe the reason why they chose me is because they knew that I was more like them, more like the animal. And they could sense something was right with me, with them. So enough explaining. I know that one of them was born on June something 2001. That is exactly, when I had the dream. And I'm not going to explain it to you. But, of course, that is one of the reasons why they want to repopulate completely, because they want the number to continue to be countless. They do not wish that the other team wins because they're uncountless. It's because, well, they want to have more angels than anything else. So there are a lot of animals. There are a whole bunch of them. There are more animals than humans. Then there's a lot of fish in the ocean that produce like thousands of young. Same as spiders. Only a couple dozen of them survive. 9 of them survive all the way through. And they're constantly having babies. I mean, when they have the baby for 100 years, no, 90 years, they would have to deal with 90 years of trial and tribulation of their baby trying to crawl up the walls, which they always crawl. They always basically are able to climb everything, but the baby will crawl on the walls. That's some implication there, right there, But they don't crawl on ceilings. They only crawl on walls. The crawl on walls will go on the table. The crawl on the walls to go on the window and the counter. And of course they had that. How funny. And the reason why they have that crawling ability is because they have 4 legs. How funny is that? Oh, and a tail to make them balance, which is why, angels are everything else, because they're not any creature on Earth, which makes them kind of like aliens, but not really, because they're still like humans and us, but like animals. So they're intelligent, but not really what we call anything more intelligent than us. The only thing they have better than us is like infragreen and infrablue. Really, it's infrablue, but we call it infragreen and they have infrablue. Anything like that, And this makes it funny because these angels, when they repopulate, it's just fascinating because from one generation to the next, they have 90 babies until the next few hundred years, and then they go to heaven or they perish, depending on what they decide to do. It's not believing in Jesus because they don't have Jesus. They don't have a religion. But they do have a church, which really for them, they go to that to actually celebrate their salvation. They celebrate it in a lot of songs. A lot of songs. And they have a whole lot of teleportation devices, which is not really teleportation devices. It's actually... Oh, it's weird. You have to understand in the future what I mean. Maybe. Maybe not. And what makes it more interesting is what they actually have is they have workers. All of the workers, except for healing agents, like healing workers, which are females, and the teachers, which are basically teachers of their own sections. They can only have teachers, which only, the only teachers that they have are their mothers. And only the females are teachers. Even better is, basically, the males are the cooks, the males are the builders, the males are the shipmates and warriors, and the males are the technological things, which are not often, but they can do certain things with one technology or the other. Also, males, the fifth thing they do is, is they carry loads. They always carry the loads. And they're very good at balancing, and so are the females. But females are not as good as balancing as the males, but they can still climb everything, if you know what I mean. So they think, well, that's cool. Why don't we go to the next level? Because I remember that one dream about. Yeah, of course. So then, the next level they say, okay, that's cool. Why don't we go to the next level? They'll fly in the future. They'll be able to do that. Because at first they can climb and go on top of mountains and go on top of everything, and they can run fast. But then there's everything else that they can have. That's what they'd rather have. But when they perish, they basically, they can still fly, they can still pretty much go fast. But they're limited. Anyway, so this is all about the life of an angel before they're angels. Sorry about that. So anyway, when you think about it, their planets are very much inside of the planet is all gas, so everything that is liquid can be magnets. Of course, they have bonding agents for magnets, and for bonding wood, they kind of have one else, but they have bonding agents for wood. So everything that is liquid can be magnets, and everything over here that is metal can be magnet. The planet's kind of like rock and gas. There are a lot of storms on that planet. It's very much almost always nighttime, because the atmosphere in that place does not have. Well, it has a different type of oxygen. It has oxygen, but the sky is always nighttime. It's like underwater, but not blue. It's a different color. It's mainly just gray, which kind of concludes that they see this darkness, but they see in the darkness very well. It's always nighttime over there because, well, when they see the sun, they see it as this sun in the sky that is always nighttime, but still the sun in the sky. So when they look forward to the light, they see the light and they basically praise it as there is light. For us, we always have the sun because we can't see in the night. Nighttime animals look forward to a time where they can have all the light that they want. So, this has been a detailed discussion about what angels are before they are angels. But I don't know what to call it right now, but I'll call this maybe angels that I didn't know about. Because they're always mysterious, I'll name it something. Trust me, I'll name it something. You didn't know this about the angels. So anyway, that'll be done, okay? Bye.